Are you going to say the hype is worth it?
The hype is worth it, but the main issue here is if you're watching this video, no rush come Lagos.
I'm telling you.
Sakpa will deal with you. Sakpa will show you,
They
sit
don't
you
tell
down.
you that part, I'm telling you.
So I mean, like, I figured that Lagos is a city where there are opportunities and
Yeah.
there are people that can help you. But the question is, what are you offering in return?
Yes.
It's a thing of value.
True.
There was a time I had to go back to Abuja, learn new skills, show what I can do, and like come back.
Yes, it's your beautiful people, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to the special episode on Correct Convo. You know how we do what we do. We come correct, we talk correct, everything is correct. And of course, we're on point like decimals. All right, this is a podcast designed to have intellectual discourse with a touch of cruise. Very, very important. I go by the name 93 to the S to the O to the U to the N to the D. 93 Sound. And of course, I'm not going to be doing this alone. I've got an amazing, multi-talented co-host in the studio with me. And she's not just a presenter, she's a songwriter, a vocalist, everything music, all in one body. Ladies and gentlemen, put it up for Sade Amaka.
Ooh, I'm going to applaud myself. Ooh.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to have you. I'm good. Good to have you in the studio. All right. Today we're going to be having an amazing conversation that borders around navigating the business of talent. So basically, we're going to be talking about music. We're going to be talking about the business aspect of music. We're going to be talking about artists' relationship between artists and management. It's going to be a whole lot of conversation embodied in one subject matter. And we have an amazing guest in the building. I'm so excited to have this guest in the building today. And he's a world record breaker in view, yes. So you may be wondering, what record did he break? So he literally broke the record on the longest studio recording session, which lasted for 75 hours.
Yep.
I mean... Yes. You can give him a round of applause.
If he easy run am.
If he easy run am, you know. It's not just a world record breaker in view. It's also a phenomenal and outstanding music producer.
Yes.
He's worked with a lot of people in the industry and he's built quite a community for himself. And he's also a content creator. I love that aspect of him. Makes content around the music culture, not just in Nigeria, in Africa at large. He's the CEO, the chairman of Saving Records. Ladies and gentlemen, with joy in my heart, welcome Joshua Abba Jeremiah, a.k.a. Hitsound.
Yes, sir.
You have another a.k.a. A.k.a.
Nah,
very dark hit.
Okay, very. That's actually a character. But
I love that. Very dark hit.
Very doggy.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Nice being on the show.
So to start off, how's 2024 been so far?
Bro, I must say 2024 is looking like one of the best years so far. Every year, like Portable said, every year now my year. So yeah, it's looking great.
Right, I see your show is up everywhere.
Oh yeah, a lot is going on at the same time. Like me being on the Correct Convo is a big win for me already. So it's a good sign that this is heading up towards greatness.
Of course.
Okay, so should I call you Josh or Hitsound producer? Which one do you
Call
want?
me Hitsound. Just
Hey.
Hitsound.
Because all your sounds are hitting.
Of course,
Hey,
you know, banger.
hey. So tell me, how many musical instruments do you play?
Basically, that's a tricky question. I use an FL software called FL Studio. So every instrument in the world is inside. So long I can play the keys and a little bit of drum, I can play every instrument. That's all I'm going to say logically.
So if you're supposed to like have a show live, which instruments can you
I'd play the drums.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can play I used to play drums in church, so I know how to play the drums. Then a little bit of the keyboard, not fluent, but I know how to play the keyboard.
But you know there's this thing with drummer boys.
What?
You know that just oh, you guys are men. So
They know they give off money.
What's the thing about drummer boys?
One, they know they give offering money. Two, they have all the girls in churches.
Yeah, true, because they flex, you play drums, you roll
Yeah,
like
show
this,
your,
everybody.
show your musculars.
So you've had experiences,
Of
basically.
course, of course.
Have you? For how long have you been drumming? How long have you been doing that?
Drumming, I'd say I have a good music background. So
Okay.
music has been a part of my journey all through. I can't really say when, but I grew up amongst musicians. So I've been hearing music and doing instrument stuff little by little for since I was a kid. So it just
So that actually shaped your journey into production, music production.
yeah,
basically.
it did. It
Okay,
did.
so now let us move into the subject matter of
Okay.
the day also before we gyrate into other personal details about you.
Okay.
Looking at the way the music system industry is competitive.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What can you share us some tips on how to navigate through, how busy it is, and then you just want to scale through and be at the top of your game?
Okay, so now the first thing when it comes to talking about things like this is you have to just narrow it down to which sector in particular, because you see, music is very vast.
Right.
A lot of people do now. I've seen there's a segmentation between the internet producers, internet artists, and the industry artists. So let me
yeah.
give you an example now. You see, somebody like Charlie Poppy was an internet artist. He was doing TikTok stuff.
Right.
And then he had to transition into
Into the
making
real life.
industry stuff with the help of like Dapper and his team and every. So I would say like music is really vast and wide. And for those watching the podcast, you see, I would say if you want to make music, you have to just bring it back to the very, very common factor that is you are making music as an art.
Right.
So before I even answer the question, I would say music is an art and it's like a translation of what you feel deep within and what you can deliver and give. So most times, navigating the industry is all about insights, background, the environment you grew up in. So like, it's not easy to navigate the industry if you are in a place like, let's say you are staying in a rural part of Nigeria. Let's say you are staying
In somewhere like Ekiti.
yeah, Ekiti. You are staying in one bush in Kogi State, because that's where I'm from. It will be very hard for you to navigate. That's because there's shortage of people that understand real music, what you're doing to give you problems. So
it could limit you to resources.
Exactly, resources. So navigating the industry has to do with the environment, where you are, the kind of people. And most times, again, I would say the internet have given us an upper edge. That's why I say there's industry, there's internet. So for those of you that are looking for a way to advance, I would say just stick to the internet. Somebody like me, I started making music in the city of Katsina. That's in the far north. It's like 1,000 kilometers away from here. So when I was there, I was using cyber cafes to go online,
to do your
watch
research.
YouTube, watch YouTube, and I was seeing things like, okay, there's SoundCloud, there's TeamDeck. I was making music for SoundCloud and TeamDeck, and people were recognizing that I could do music. And with time, I now started making friends from other places like Abuja, and that was how I decided, okay, you know what? Since this place, people don't really appreciate this kind of music.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe let me just relocate a little to like a more advanced city.
So it was music that moved you to Lagos.
Of course, yeah, music. And I did not move to Lagos because of music at first. I moved to Lagos to see for myself what's the hype.
What's the
Yeah, what's the hype? Navigating
So
this
you've
industry.
heard a lot about Lagos before.
Yeah, I've
coming.
heard so much. They are saying Lagos is the city of opportunity, and I was like,
Are
what's
you
it?
going to say the hype is worth it?
The hype is worth it, but the main issue here is if you're watching this video, no rush come Lagos.
I'm telling you.
Sakpa will deal with you. Sakpa will show you,
They
sit
don't
you
tell you
down.
that part, I'm telling you.
So I mean, like, I figured that Lagos is a city where there are opportunities and there are people that can help you. But the question is, what are you offering in return?
Yes.
It's a thing of value.
True.
There was a time I had to go back to Abuja, learn new skills, show what I can do, and like come back.
By learning new skills, you mean what skills?
Yeah, so I was going to that. As an artist or a music creative, the music industry have really shifted from the traditional way to a more advanced way.
Yeah, true.
So I had to learn that it's more about diversifying content-wise, right? And I started shooting contents where I'm showing real-life occurrences of my journey. I can tell them, okay, you know what? In this video today, I want to show you how I made this song. And people are like, woo, I like the way you make your music. I started building community online. And I figured these same community are the ones that will buy tickets, even if I'm going to do a show.
Of course.
Exactly. So I figured that the online market is where everything have been going since from like the pandemic period.
Right.
Yes.
So now let me even tell you about the navigation from 2019 till now, right? A lot have changed because of COVID, right?
True.
So when COVID came, people started seeing music in a different way with the advent of TikTok.
Yes.
Right.
Because of boredom, everybody was on their phone watching new trends and everything. So I'd say somebody like Omale benefited from that.
Of course.
When he came with the doctor said I want, that was an emotional song, and we're all going through it.
Yes,
A
at
lot
that
of relationships
particular
crashed.
point.
Like everything was happening, so we were
It was
relating,
relatable.
Exactly, we were relating to it. So I'd say like from that 2019, 2020 till now, the focus have shifted to the internet-based market.
True.
But once you blow up as an internet sensation, that's where industry comes in. So you now start getting offers. A lot of people start saying, yo, you know what? We saw your song. We can amplify it, put you on TV. So yeah, the navigation is not only you. You know,
True.
you can start from navigating alone. Maybe you figure out your environmental issues. You figure out your style of music. You figure out how you want to dress. Look at like Odumodu.
Yeah.
The cap he puts on.
Yeah.
I know,
You
like,
have an identity.
yeah, it has
to
an
your
identity.
music.
So now the label coming in, which is native, is just amplifying what he has already created.
brought,
Yeah. So navigating is a whole lot. It's vast.
Yeah. So I'm going to and I want to add to what you just said.
Okay.
And it's going to be in form of a question. All right. So trying to figure yourself out.
Okay.
Don't you think it is also important to understand how the music business works? You understand? Now that takes us to the business aspect of it. So you have an identity, your music is jamming, you have everything going well. But then we have a lot of people, and that is why we have a lot of drama in the industry,
Yeah.
whereby this person wants to rip me, oh, this person don't rip me, I'm not going to mention him. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And so, but then it is one thing to want to understand the business aspect of music. It is another thing to
just
know who
know.
wants to teach you
Yeah.
how to understand or what to understand. So
Yeah.
what do you say about that?
So pertaining the navigation for music business and all that stuff,
Right.
I would say advancements have changed the perception and concept on how people really look at music.
Okay.
So let's say 5 to 6 years ago, people were like a little bit more lost than now. But now
Okay.
the insight is coming in plain because you have so many people on TikTok saying, this is how you get your song to trend. This is how Spotify algorithm works. Now there is more shift into the educational side of music, which
Yeah.
makes music business a little bit more accessible and easier. And there are likes of me that write ebooks and PDFs and enlighten people in content. So I would say music business have become much more easier. But for those of them now that have navigated a lot and does not have any clue on business ideas and concepts, I would say like it's a thing of time. They go first rip you.
Yes.
No matter how you
Like,
do 'em.
you know, fees.
You can't escape it.
Exactly.
Hey.
You have to make, Mr. B said you have to make 99 wrong videos to get one good one.
Whoa.
Which means you have to try.
Consistency.
Exactly, consistency, that's the word. So in getting the music business figured out, you need to like try things.
Learn from experience.
Learn from experience. Most times for me, I say, okay, when I think of an idea, I just say, okay, you know what, let's do it. If it works, fine. If it doesn't, we try another thing. There's always new stuff to come on board. And then for the business aspect, again, it's really tough for independent artists because they need
Right,
a structure. And not everybody knows what that structure is.
Structure.
Yeah. So now let's talk about a label like Maven.
Okay.
Maven is big on structure.
Right.
And let's talk about like native records. We're calling on the top dogs like Keyguard,
Yeah.
for Malay.
Yeah.
Right.
So they have a structure. You know, obviously, if you're just starting as an independent artist, you might just have this feeling of, okay, I feed the video myself. I feed the style myself. But at some point, your pocket go dry.
Definitely.
So you cannot be able to like pay a secretary, pay so and so.
Pay, yeah, true.
You get stuck. So I would say they should just try the best they can. But the music business keeps getting real the higher you go. It's a thing of hierarchy. You can't get it all at once. So
Right,
as an independent artist, just have hope that, okay, do your best. If you make videos with your phone, keep doing it. If you make money from DistroKid or TuneCore, keep making it. But once a bigger or more higher person comes into the
Brings
picture,
you-
a lot of things will change. And
Because of
yeah,
structure.
change is constant.
So when you want to make a sound, what happens in your creative process? Like for some people now, their ideas come when they're taking a poop. Their ideas come when they're in the kitchen, somewhere they're about to sleep.
Yeah.
What works for you?
What works for me is the bathroom. The reverb in the bathroom.
Do you take your stuff into the bathroom?
No. I don't take. No, so this is where it gets funny. Is that it's like when I want to come up with the most craziest ideas, I figured that the only place I have me time is in the bathroom.
Okay.
That's because I'm a producer. You know, I always have people around. They want to make music, and you have instrumentalists playing the guitar and every.
right.
So
Noise.
anytime I want to take a shower, I just feel like, oh. And you know, when you close your eyes and you're taking a
Yes.
shower,
Yeah.
you always get flash of
That's
things.
rare.
Exactly. There's like, what? I'm supposed to make 10 million tomorrow and I'm still here. Then you now start brainstorming. There's water pouring on your head. So for me, my own thought process comes in the bathroom. Then I also get inspired by Sakpa, sadly. So if I look at my account and I see almost 50K now remain and you need
Oh,
250 to do,
demotivated.
you'll be like, okay,
I need to work hard.
let's make music. And I focus on my computer. I sit and start crafting new stuff. So it's a whole lot of thought process. For me, like, these are the two basic ones. Then another thing that inspires me is when I think of how far I've gone and amount of people looking up to me, I feel,
Hey.
we have to double up. Let's just make new stuff.
Right.
So yeah, those are the three basic ones. Nothing much.
In the entertainment industry,
Yeah.
where do you think Nigerian music entertainment industry is moving to? How I don't want to use the word compare,
Okay.
but how do you differentiate our industry with, the US, UK music industry?
Yeah, the music industry is heading towards a very good head start. First of all, I must give Nigeria and Afrobeat kudos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we've had Calm Down by Rema doing massive
Yes,
numbers.
Right.
yes.
It's been on Billboard for weeks. We have Whiskey doing great things.
Yeah.
We have Odumodu Black with good songs. We have so many artists doing great things.
Burner, Grammy.
Burner. So I would say the truth is Afrobeat is going to be bigger than this. So now there is a research that says for over like 2 decades, they haven't gotten any breakthrough genre. And
Okay.
Afrobeat is the first.
That came in.
Now, if you go back
between
now, you
them.
see hip hop created a lot of wave. Jazz music created a lot of waves. Then we now had these early 2000s where we had R&B
Yes.
taking off.
Yes.
Everybody was doing like of Aliyah, Alicia Keys. Then after then, we now started having dance hall and patois, Sean Paul.
Right.
Which other genre? Afrobeat. Afrobeat now came into. I know the great fella did a lot of stuff back then, but he
Yes.
wasn't given that attribution. Like he wasn't given the recognition. But the new cats, like
They took
Davido
it
said,
far
yeah,
a
they
while.
took it
New
far.
Cats.
The new cats came and
True.
made everything much more bigger and clearer. So
Yeah.
now imagine what the other new generation will come with. We have a lot of artists that are putting in flames right now.
Sure.
They are coming in hot.
Sure.
And like a lot of countries are coming back to tap into these natural resources. You know, Nigeria is blessed with oil
Yeah.
and there's so many other minerals. But music is an untapped sector.
Yes.
And yeah, America, Europe,
100.
everybody's coming here to take Afrobeat. So I would say there's a big future for Afrobeat. It's going to be bigger than this. Give it 5 years from now.
Hey.
Yeah, 5.
Right. I'm interested in knowing, your journey through what inspired you to want to like break the record you broke, and how did it go? What were the challenges, before you started and after? Take us through the journey.
All right. That's an interesting aspect. And I'm like very willing to share it with you.
Okay.
So when I saw, I always had the thought of breaking a record. I'm a huge fan of GWR. And I used to watch it as a kid. I see a lot of people like breaking the longest, tallest man, the fattest guy, and all that stuff. And I felt I will do this thing someday. But I got the boost when Hilda did hers, and I felt, oh, wow, she's breaking a record for food. Food was never an aspect people were interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
she
was
made
just
people
like
had
they just
interest
walk
in
into
it.
the restaurant, get food. But when Hilda did it, and I felt like, oh, wow, in music sector, there's nobody actually doing these things. And
Right.
I felt like, okay, let me try. And it felt like a joke, but when I applied, it was approved. And I said, oh, okay.
It's becoming real.
It's becoming real. So I talked to a couple of my friends, and we started coming up with ideas and concepts.
Right.
And then we did a couple preparatory stuff, like making sure that we have all the necessary documentation, the reference numbers. And trust me, it was a very tasking stuff. My mind raised when I figured that, wait, there's a date and it's remaining like a month from now. That was when I now realized, okay, I needed to get a doctor. I needed to sleep more, exercise. And yeah, it was a really tough choice and decision for me to say, okay, I'm going to do it. At some point, I felt like, no, I'm not doing it again. May everybody rest. But when I own my data, I see, guy, 5 days left. I say, hey, God, it's happening. So it was a really good endeavor. And during the process, like, day one was cool. I was having energy. Yeah, I was bouncing up and I was looking at everybody online saying, yo, Hitsound. Day two, I've started getting drained. You know, after working with like 30 artists, some stress me, some did not stress me. I started losing balance and like scientifically proven, if you do 2 days of not sleeping, you start getting slow, you start having temporary amnesia, then your body joints start getting weak. But when I saw a couple celebrities pulling up and they were giving me hope and saying, guy, don't stop. Big shout out to the likes of Mastercraft and Willis. So when they pulled up, they were like, you got this. Rexy came and we had a very good time. Then I now felt, okay, since these people are looking at me, let me just put more ginger. Day three, I figured it was already close to 70 hours. I just needed to keep going. And yeah, we did everything. But up until now, we haven't got the certification. That's because there is over 2.4 terabyte worth of videos and Ninja internet. You can't send all that amount of file, and there's a lot of rules and stuff. And they're like making sure that I'm doing it the right way. If I don't do it the right way, I can get disqualified. So, for the results, I'm being hopeful that it will come out really good. But for now, I'm moving forward to the newer things and post-Guinness movements.
Yes,
But I would say you're also winning with it because it gave you the exposure that you need.
Of course,
and, I'm very sure it's having a positive impact on your career.
For sure.
Right. So I would like to know, you know, looking at what the industry is right now and what it used to be before. All right. And you came in as when everything seems to be soft. Let me use that word.
Okay.
All right. But then there were still some challenges. So would you like to share your challenges with us, you know, your journey through coming into where you were coming from and where you are right now? Yeah. What were the major challenges?
Oh, okay. Trust me, there are lots of them, but I'll layer it down. So the first challenge when I started was I figured being an upcoming, you know, there's a label, there's a tag on your neck. Upcoming. Being an upcoming is a big stereotype. There are places you can't enter. There are things you can't say. There are people that will not really want to vibe with you.
Right.
There are like events and things that you will not have info to. So it was really tough because you have a lot of dreams, you have a lot of ginger, but when you realize that there is no accessibility because of who you are and who you are tagged as, it becomes a problem. So that was one of my problems.
Accessibility.
Yeah, there's no accessibility. Then I said environmental problem. Where I was versus where things were happening were a little bit just different. You know, I moved from Katsina to ABJ, and ABJ was cool, but you know, ABJ is not the hub for music.
For music.
But now with like the things happening, ABJ is beginning to come up, and I'm really proud and happy that it's happening. But it's still not the hub. Lagos is the hub.
Yeah.
So environmental factors were my problem. It was an issue, and for some time I was just trying to find a way to neutralize that problem, which I eventually did. In 2019, I made my first move of like coming into the industry, and it was tough.
Just coming to Lagos.
Yeah, coming to Lagos.
Did you know anybody at all?
Nah, that's where it gets weird.
You just carry your bag, say they go Lagos.
I told my guys, bruv, I'm going to Lagos. And they were like, don't go to Lagos. Then one day they saw me carrying gen. I sold my gen, sold my TV. They saw me carrying bed. They were like, wait, what did they happen?
Wait, when did they give you morale? What was giving you that motivation to do all of that?
What initially gave me that motivation was one day I just sat down and I was like, wait, I'm making music. My music is good. I know it's good. But
Right ears.
But the people are not, like, people around me, they are not really doing up to the standard of what I'm offering. And I felt like I need more people to listen to me, and I need to be bigger.
You need that audience.
Exactly. And there was one time out of stubbornness, I said, my beat is 50K. And there everybody was charging 5K. And they were like, who be this one? You know, I felt like Joseph.
Wow.
They started saying, we are not working with you again. And I'm like, if you are not working with me, I will meet people that work with me. I sold everything. I came to Lagos. And funny enough, I went to my story. That was one of the most toughest things. Don't try that at home. I wrote I'm in town, who host me? And that was how people were sending me message and saying, yo, come to my place.
From your page?
Yeah, from my Instagram. And a friend of mine just said, yo, I'm in this place. Can we meet? And I met him and I told him, yo, I don't have a house. I want you to house me.
You were with your bag?
Yes, I was with my bag. I was not even scared. I felt like no matter what happened, I'll still tell. Bad as bad. So yeah, I started staying with him. I spent a couple weeks and I had to go back home. After seeing what I've seen, I had to go back home, work on myself and come back. I was doing that for a while until I decided that, okay, yeah, let me just stay, you know. So advisably, if you want to move to a city like Lagos, no pack your things once and for all. Just beg your mama and papa first.
Yeah, thank you. You even said a lot of people will be like, make that move today.
Stop.
Don't do that.
When the challenges begin to pop up, like, I don't
Kasala boss.
they
go run.
So I just believe that we have to be more realistic, you know, when we are trying to motivate people.
Yeah.
And thank you for running us through your journey.
Okay, so what would you say about? I know we have a lot of like digital marketing tools that we could like use for brands with our music and stuff. For music people, especially upcoming artists, what are the brands that you could like advise them to go for? Like digital marketing tools rather.
Digital marketing tools. I'd say what artists need is not digital marketing tools because the maths is product, then sustainability.
Okay.
So I would recommend artists, if you're watching this, digital marketing tools it's not your business because Instagram is a digital marketing tool.
Yeah.
TikTok is a digital marketing tool. But for the products, get BandLab for your mobile devices because I see a lot of people asking questions like, yo, I can't record, I don't have money. BandLab is absolutely, it's free.
Yeah.
You can make your music with your earpiece and to sound good. I did a masterclass some time ago and I taught them how to use it. So you can go to YouTube, watch a couple videos and do that because, you know, the way the world is going, like it or not, it's a competitive market. So you can have all the tools of marketing in the world, but without product, it's useless. It's like pointless. So if you don't even have that, let me just say the best digital marketing tool you can use for yourself is TikTok. That's because the first multi-million international deal I had in this world came from TikTok. I started like a joke.
Wow.
So I was just there. I posted the content and I was like, okay, let's see where it goes. And before the next day, it had like 400,000 views. I woke up to like 400K views.
Whoa.
I was on 4,000 followers. It skydived to 21,000 before morning. So before 4 days after then, my followers went from 4,000 to 57,000.
Yo.
And the views of that video got to 1 million.
Skyrocketing.
It just blew. I didn't use any tool.
own.
I just used my TikTok and it was a video I made with my phone and it blew up. So if you are looking for, the way technology have advanced, you are looking for like, maybe you are expecting to hear MailChimp, email marketing, anybody that tells you that, they just want to collect money from your hand.
Wow.
Because it's too complex for you to understand. Just use the one you can control, you know. Most of the billionaires say you use what you can control so that you won't burn out.
True.
Yeah. So the best digital marketing tool is TikTok. And if you want to make products, use BandLab. Then if you have a laptop, you can just get softwares like Cubase, FL Studio, or Logic Pro, right? And if you are somebody that wants to make video edits for yourself, CapCut is there for you.
Yes.
CapCut is really easy. And for your information, I use CapCut for main big stuff. That's because it's actually free, accessible, come with fonts and everything. So yeah, these are like basically it for doing the whole content and trying to like digitalize your marketing and stuff. These tools, perfect.
So there's this thing you producers do. You guys don't tell, let me not say you don't tell your artist the truth. An artist is going off key. We can all hear that this person is going off. But then you guys are like,
yes, Baba, my jam.
No, this one, you go blow.
Wait till we see this.
Please, one question for you.
Are you guilty of that?
My brother, how will you make heaven? If you don't sin in this whole world, this particular one that you put do will take you straight to hell. Because what is it? Will I call it motivation? What do you want to call this?
It's actually how should I put it? Now it happens mostly in this part of the world. Let me not lie. It does not extend outside. That's because if you look at the ratio of number of producers, it's plenty.
Yeah.
If you cast me as an artist, I go leave you go work with another person. And now me as a producer, I don't lose money. It's more of music have reached a part where there is so much focus on finances and not good music. Now check the charts. Most of the songs on the charts are not good music.
They're not good music.
Let's be honest.
True.
But the producers heard it and they let it slide. That's because there is also a consideration of originality. If I come out and my song is whisper and I'm doing I will not know if people enjoy it. So I'll just give it a shot.
Yeah.
If it blows up, everybody will now say, this guy, that's his style.
Right.
So we producers, we let it slide because we don't want to have a cap over creativity. Yeah, there's no cap for creativity. If you have an artist that believe in their self, it's all about the charisma and the marketing. You understand? So TikTok is one tool for marketing, like I said.
Yeah.
But TikTok likes originality.
Right.
If I come out and do something that seems stupid to somebody,
It could trend.
half of the audience can love it, might love it.
Yeah.
So it's a trial and error thing. The world is going, the Gen Z culture.
Yes.
There's no cap to what you can do. So I wouldn't say the producers are doing it because of money alone, but it's because they feel like, I believe this guy, this in madness, will carry and go somewhere, you understand? So it's just a win-win situation sometimes.
Right. You've taken us through your journey to Lagos and you know how everything started. And I know that for sure you've worked with a big artist.
Yeah.
Were you starstruck? What was it like? The first day you be like, guy, you're working with this person. What was the feeling like?
It was amazing. It was amazing. Like, I was sweating on my forehead.
That's
Yeah.
what I wanted to know.
I was tense. So the first time I got locked in with Ron Town,
Okay.
I was like, God, do I even have what he wants? And I was scared, basically. It's normal for humans to be scared.
Yeah.
Because, you just imagine this is that kid that was making beats in the bedroom. Now you are chilling with somebody your family used to gather to watch on TV. And yeah, there's this intensifying feeling of, okay, what if I play something and he says,
Doesn't like
off
it.
your laptop and get out? So it was all that accumulated and made me feel tensed. And then I now met Jazzy.
Okay.
Jazzy gave me an invite and me and Ransom, we went there. I was also tensed, but the tensing feel have gone down because
you met with
exactly. So I met Techno, I met Fino, and with time I started getting accustomed to it. That's because I figured, okay, in as much as these people are like celebrities, they've worked so hard. For me to be amongst them, I have something worthwhile. So I need to not make them feel uncomfortable. Sometimes being timid and not courageous makes people feel uncomfortable. They feel like you want to use them instead of offering value. So I started gaining courage. I'm being very respectful and very honorable when it comes to people that are way bigger than me. But you need to be like some kind of courageous. Just show them that, okay, I know what I'm here for, and this is what we are going to make. You're a producer. So most times the artists, they just want you to take charge of the music process.
So you give them ideas of
exactly. You tell them, okay, that was the error I made. So if you're watching this, don't make that error. Sometimes I used to feel like because this is so and so, I shouldn't be myself.
It's all about what they have to say.
Yeah. So, and they don't want that. They want, they are also learning. Life is all about a journey. So most times I just tell them, okay, look, this is our song. I made the beats. When I was making the beat, this was what I was thinking about. So I want your chorus to go like this. And they'll be like, wow, I like this guy.
I love it.
Yeah, so over time, that feeling kept subsiding. But if I see somebody like Drake, I feel faint. Forget say courage day. If I see Drake or Travis Scott, I feel faint. Trust me. So yeah.
So in the industry, there are some people like you saying that sometimes when you're with artists in the room, you give out ideas and be like, yeah, I love that. Well, they are beat makers, they are producers. So this is it. I believe beat makers are those that will just make beat for you. When you go and do whatever you want to do. But I think artists want to work with producers that they are part of the process. So out of all these people you've met, are there people that you'd be like, okay, this particular song, I was part of the writing process of the song, that you have credit to?
Yeah, almost every song. I'm also a songwriter. I was an artist, but I had to stop making music at some point because I loved production more. And I felt there was a need to do production because I'm more talented in production. Everybody get where in power reach.
Yeah.
So I do have, but most times I don't take the credit for writing because I feel it's a good producer's job to know when to chip in one or two. You understand?
Okay.
But if it was in a place like America, they take it really serious. If I
Serious.
cough for the song, they'll write
They'll
written
credit.
by.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but in Nigeria, we really
So there
have
are
a long
big
way to
songs
go.
that are out there that you were part of the process, but you're not taking.
No credit.
Credit.
I wasn't taking no credits, and that's because my knowledge on music business was a little bit limited at that
Damn.
point.
At that point.
And I wouldn't want to bite the hands that fed me by
Yeah.
saying, "Yo, you know what? Now I don't wise. Give me my credit." So yeah, I let those ones go. But for now, I'm being more cautious. If there's an input, we settle it amicably.
Amicably.
You know, when you grow, you have more team. You have like your lawyers. You have management.
Right,
everything.
right,
So yeah,
right.
it
So
gets
every-
better with time.
Gets better.
You said something about the artist producing and you coming in to say, "Oh, I'm the producer. This is what I think. This is where I think your chorus should be in." When it comes to recognition, the world recognition, Headies, Grammys, whatever, even normal fame, the artists that just sang, that just recorded their voice are the ones that get all the credit. How do you, like I always think about, how do you feel as a producer to say that, now me make this, like if you come out half of the beats from this song, make this artist sing am alone, nobody go dance.
Yeah.
The main thing we're listening to is actually the beats. How do you guys feel, knowing that it's the artist that gets like all the glory and
We feel great actually. Like I won't lie, producers feel great. That's because no matter how you phase it, no matter how you put it, there has to be somebody that is in the forefront of the war, right? So it's like a big win for a producer to see the song he produced progressing. That's because it's more jobs. Now producers don't think like artists don't think like producers. If my song, the one I produced, blew,
Okay.
people want that kind of sound. And then wanting that kind of sound still puts
They
me
look
back
for you.
into the
Right.
studio. So I don't need that fame because I'm locked in. You understand? I'll make more money. So as the artists they blow, I'll be behind just screaming, "Yeah, go, go, go." That's because we have made a sound and people love it, which means I am good. It's just like seeing a father seeing his son progress.
progressing.
Great.
That's proud daddy moment
Yeah.
because you fathered the song from little. Like you remember when the artist came up with the idea and when you were playing the keys, it's just so satisfying, It's not artists and producers don't think alike, so
Right.
it's a symbiotic relationship.
In terms of health, I'm a very healthy person, Producers, you guys sit a lot. Do you know what hemorrhoids are?
Yeah, I do.
Do you guys go through that and maybe other diseases like back aches that are
From
like
sitting for so long.
sitting for so long?
So now let me not lie. It's normal people that think producers go through health problems, right? That's because their imagination is producers are nerds. There are people that are like, they're always in the studio wearing hoodie and bending like this. That's not true. I chill more than the normal person. But why it wouldn't be unhealthy is because I enjoy what I'm doing. When you are not enjoying, now you are comparing this to an office job.
Yeah.
An office job, you come there every day. You sit for hours, you do
The
some
boss
stuff.
shouts at you.
Exactly. But you see now, music, it's me just sitting down and I'm like, Pim, this is mad. Pim, this is mad.
You're enjoying every
You're
process.
enjoying every process.
So you're even ignoring the pain.
Exactly. No, there's no
You're not
pain.
even feeling it.
You're not feeling anything.
You're just fine.
If you can ask about me spending 3 days for a Guinness record.
I mean,
I felt like it was going to be very tough. But when you hear some song, it heals your body. Music is spiritual. Right? So there are lots of scenarios
That's the
where
medicine.
you forget where you are. I can go hours in the session if the song is nice. Where the pain starts showing is if the song is rubbish.
yeah.
If the song is rubbish, you start feeling waist pain.
Yeah.
And you start feeling. But yeah, producers are healthy people. That's because in their free times they do other stuff, football,
Right,
they
right.
chill. And
What do you do for fun aside
for fun?
production?
Bruh, I honestly don't have what I do for fun.
Are you single?
No, I'm not. I'm in a very sweet, loving
My
relationship.
dear, she's
Girls,
the fun. She's
no,
the
no.
fun.
Yeah,
Rest,
come-
rest,
avoid
rest.
me.
Come on, eyes.
Avoid me.
Come on, your eyes.
Avoid
What
me.
do you do for fun? You don't help us answer them. Now you're big.
Exactly. Yeah, we spend some good quality time. Family first. That's my rule.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
So you're a family oriented person.
Yeah, I am. That's because I spend hours every day working on my craft. So I need to be assured that there's somebody that will hear my gibberish, you understand? It's not everybody that wants to hear, I put frequency, ratio, da. Yeah, so it feels reassuring to know that, okay, in the end, you have someone that listens to you. And creativity takes toll on mental health. So most times, creative geniuses tend to like devote themselves into love activities because it calms their nerves. She said something about health. So being taken care of adds to your ability to endure.
And to do more.
To do more. So if you're a producer there and loneliness is killing you, please do something about it, bruv.
And the women too. Help your creatives.
Help your creatives.
So,
Very amazing.
I have a brother.
Okay.
That once upon a time he told me, he said, I want to venture into music production. And I said, okay. Why do you want to venture into music production? And he's like, I just love it. So I said, so I made a point. I was like, you don't know how to beat drums. You can't play keyboard. You can't play guitar. You have no knowledge of any, musical instrument. And then you just want to go into music production. Now, the question is, do you think someone who doesn't have any idea of any musical instrument can go into music production from your experience?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
So there are people they call naturals.
Okay.
They don't stress to know anything. If he is a natural, like, it will go fluently for him. I know I've gotten a lot of students over time. And some, I teach them for a few days. And the things I've not taught them naturally comes to them. I don't know what kind of magic it is.
Wow.
They have an observatory brain. So when it's like, let's say, even in school, we have hierarchy of children.
Right.
There are ones that are super smart. You tell them this is 2 plus 2. Before you go to 8 plus 8, their brain already knows if they times this versus this. This is what exactly. So if he's a natural, he just needs a little push. Him saying he wants to join production might be because when he hears music, he's dissecting it in his head. He's trying to make it make sense. So all that inquisitive thoughts keep like growing. It happened to me. So I'm telling you from experience, like I wasn't really that instrumental oriented. I don't know how to play instruments very much. But I think differently because if I hear a song, I already know that if they add this to this song, you go mad. Then I started experimenting it and adding it to the song by myself. And doing that now made me understand that, okay, you know what? I find my classmate, mood experiment. Wow. I was starting like 500 naira, 1,000 naira. Like
back then.
Yeah, back then. And there was a time I made beats for a plate of Indomie and egg, obviously. That was when I was supposed to be smaller. That was because I loved it and I wanted to grow. So if he's a natural, he does not need all that stuff. And music have advanced. There are AI tools. There are so many stuff.
So don't you think it's going to make like producers become lazy, and when they're supposed to like apply themselves, they can't do that on a bigger scale?
No. All right. It's like me saying because manual car is more sophisticated with doing things the hard way, I won't buy an automatic car. That's the analogy. Then it's like me saying because Nigerian school is more complicated and has more years, I won't go to Yankee. Like if I have the means. That's what. So AI is not going to make people lazy. What AI is going to do is it's going to make music much more fun. I'm a supporter of AI music. That's because personally, things that take me weeks, I do it in minutes. Yeah, there are like so many things you can do in music now that was not possible before. Now come to think of an AI tool that makes you create melodies. You said your brother does not know how to play keyboard. Imagine you have an AI tool that you can tell, make me a melody like Wizkid, and it generates it. That's 4 years of training
to do
minutes.
That. God.
That's 4 years of training in minutes. So why would I be scared of AI? I mean, AI makes people, turns people into millionaires. And let me tell you something about life that I've learned. I've learned that if there is an advancement, instead of rebelling against it, focus on understanding what it is about. So now, I see a lot of Nigerians saying, AI is going to take people's job, It's going to make people lazy. While me, I'm there cashing out from the AI, I'm like, oh, wow. They did not take time to learn. Exactly. That's the main thing. Yeah, so it's like saying Dangote, when he started making cement, he was like, no, there's mud. If I give them cement, It made them lazy. But now look at everybody's using block cement, and he's like one of the biggest. He's an innovator of things. So AI is here to stay, bro.
That's cool.
Where does Hitsound see himself in the next 10 years in the Nigerian industry?
I'll own half of the world.
Woo!
Not like in a literal sense.
Half.
There's somebody that's building hotel on the moon. Please, anything is possible.
I'll own half of the world. Let me just break it down so they should hear it first. In the next 1 year, obviously I'll be way bigger than this. Getting maybe like 1 million followers on every platform. That's the first step. Then the next step is I'll own stock in most of the biggest labels in the world. And I'll be an executive in like maybe Sony, Universal, or Warner Bros., which is obviously what I'm working towards. And then I would like to have my tag on songs that include the biggest people in the world. Talking about Drake, Rihanna, Beyonce, and all these people. It's actually an aspiration that I've been looking forward to, and it will happen.
You can hear that.
Yeah, in a few years' time, trust me, it's going to be a bigger brand. It's not just going to be a Hitsound tag, a content creator. I'm going to go into so many other stuff that will make it.
There are a lot of things to be unleashed.
By then, in course, go on course. By that time.
Right.
A lot is coming.
You know, you have a couple of ebooks for sale.
Yeah, sure.
Are they still on?
Of course. So I have Artist Haven, I have How to Get a Record Deal, I have How to Make Money as a Musician in Nigeria, and I have 100K Hacks to Music Production Business. They're all available on my Instagram and TikTok. Every link in my bio. It's quite pretty affordable, so everybody watching this, you can just go grab a copy for yourself. It's like a token from me. Take it as a support, because there's so much secrecy in the industry that is making people a little bit underdeveloped and uneducated in music aspect. So I'm doing that to support my audience. The only thing I need is support me back by just grabbing a copy.
I see you becoming a musical doctor
Sure.
in years to come, because you pile up all these books. They be like, he deserves the doctorate,
of course,
honorary degree.
Of course.
All right. Before we leave the show, from your experience, all right, what do you think music producers out there need to know? I mean, we've had a lot of producers come out after making songs, and they be like, probably because they didn't know the song would be a big song, a lot of mistakes coming from both artists and producers, but then the focus is on music producers. What do you think they should know? Things as a producer you must know before you be like, okay, I'm ready for the world.
All right. First thing, just know that Sakpa is normal.
Okay.
Sakpa will first enjoy you. Secondly, the day you join production, you sold your rights to have money, because you start getting broke. New mic will come out, you have to buy it. New sound card, you have to change your laptop. So just get used to it, accustomed to that. Then thirdly, just know that a lot of people will come with the intent of ripping you. They will chop your eye first, because like it or not, you can never be smarter than some people. So you have to get ripped. When the time comes, don't be emotionally drained. Then the fourth point is, as a producer, you need to know that your publishing is 50%. It can be negotiated based on your inputs and who is involved in the song. So make sure that your publishing is in check, and if there's a point on your mechanical royalties, make sure you are taking it. And if you don't have any insight on that, I am not a lawyer. I'm just a producer that knows so much about music. So I would recommend you find maybe an entertainment lawyer, or maybe grab one of the ebooks like the 100K Business Hacks of Music Production. Just see some of the things I dropped there based on my experience. You can get a lot of tips. Then the fifth point is, as a producer, just know that you don't own any sound, right? You're experimenting. Don't be cocky with music. Experiment and expand.
Right.
Because I see so many producers saying, "Oh, me now only Afrobeat that they do."
Don't limit yourself.
Don't limit yourself. Just make music. Music is art. Imagine, okay, an Ice Spice that does not do Afrobeat comes up to you. What will you tell her? I'm an Afrobeat producer.
And then you miss out.
You miss out the bag. Yeah, and which brings me to the 6th point. It's all about learning before you get the bag. I see a lot of undercooked producers. They don't know the work, but they are chasing the money. They are like, me, I dey charge 100K. Are you worth 100K? Why will I give you 100K?
They just want the lifestyle.
No value for it,
Yeah. So if you're looking up to me, you're looking up to Killer Tunes, everybody put in the work. Just focus on increasing your knowledge, right? There are tutorials on YouTube. There are tutorials on TikTok, on Instagram. It's way easier to learn. Now, when I started learning, I had to go through Oga.
Right.
You know, they were first. I was a cleaner in the studio for like 2 years. Yeah, I was cleaning just to see what they are doing.
What they are doing.
And even seeing what they are doing, they don't even let me look at the screen. They say if I do the job well, they trust me. I can now be looking at the screen. So it was way harder then.
Gatekeeping and stuff.
Exactly. So now you have YouTube. What's your excuse? Go to YouTube, learn what you want to learn. And then the final point is, as a producer, just know that the artist that will blow you is somewhere just waiting for you and them to connect. Don't pressure yourself. It might take you 1 billion years. You might be 45 when you blow, but eventually it will come.
Yeah.
Come.
So no pressure yourself. Me, I never blow. But I dey wait for the time, you know, when the time comes, the whole world will hear that tag and it will, it will skydive. Don't worry, just no pressure. Believe in yourself.
Very dark hits.
All right, it has been an amazing moment on this episode. You know, it has been insightful with our guest, Hitsound. I mean, the guy is full of a lot of music intelligence, I would say. And then big shout out to Shadia Maka also. She made this episode fun. And big shout out to the team that has made this possible. Please make sure you follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel because it's about to get lit. It's going to be more episodes rolling out back to back to back to back to back. And then more interesting guests like Hitsound are going to be coming, you know. And then this is where we're going to be wrapping it up, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I go by the name 93 to the S to the O to the U to the N to the D, 93 Sound. Till the next time, we're going to be coming up on your screen. Peace.